Hey guys, Ben with Descent Off-Road. We got a 2023, I believe, LX600 here. So we just wrapped it up. The customer's coming today to pick up. So figure we'd do a quick video on what all we've done to this one. This one we would consider more of a mild build. We didn't go crazy like we're doing on the one inside currently, but let's walk you guys through it. So starting in the front, this is a brand new bumper. This is a steel aluminum hybrid. We went a slightly different route from our normal modular bumper. It's still modular, however the wings are one piece with the center section. Main reason for this was so we could really follow these lines. Obviously there's a lot of weird angles on the front end of this, so we wanted to not be limited by our typical modular bumper. So this has a steel frame bracket, steel substructure. Up under here, we've got our steel recovery points, then the shell slips on and bolts around that. One hurdle we kind of ran into on the LX600 is the intercoolers. So we got twin turbo V6, so we got both our intercoolers on each side here. They hang down fairly low, but also we need airflow there. So we did incorporate some pretty cool venting techniques here, I think, that should work quite well. So through the side here, we've actually got these scoops. So that forces air back there behind the lights into the intercoolers. Up under the wing, we got two louvers here that force air into the intercoolers. And then we went with a 3-pod fog light design from Rigid Industries. These are their SAE fog lights. One of the many reasons we did it was to match the headlight. So we got 3 kind of projector beams there, but also this allows air to flow through this light pocket and still get into the intercooler. So we think we maintain some pretty good airflow with this. Moving on to the middle, we got a Rigid 30-inch SAE high beam light bar. So this is wired in to be active with the high beams, and it's got an amber backlight. Agency 6 winch shackle. Our winch access is right up through here, so we can get into our button to turn the winch on, or to our clutch lever, which you can actually see behind the grill there. So you don't have to pop the hood to access that. So for the winch, we went with a come up Solo 12.5. This mounted directly into the bumper without relocating the control box. We've got access to our button, our switch, everything through here, our clutch lever. 12.5,000 winch is really the perfect size for these heavier Land Cruisers or 300s, 200s, 100s, whatever it is. Down here, again, with the hybrid bumper, we got a steel frame bracket. We've got a low mount recovery point. So these are actually steel, and we taper these so you can use a soft shackle with those guys. And we got some more ventilation, if you can see, some more louvers under here to kind of get the bottom of that radiator. Because again, airflow was pretty important to maintain. Proximity sensors, like I said, those are all integrated into here, so those are functioning as intended. We've actually had to remove the active air shutter in the grill, so that's a little bit tricky. That covers the whole side, so we've removed everything under there. We've restructured this grill. We've made mounts, so it's nice and solid here. But underneath the active grill shutter, we've tricked it. You can kind of see, I don't know if you can get the camera in here. We've removed the motor, that white thing down in there, and that is actually our active grill shutter motor. We've made a bracket to kind of trick that, make it think it's still in there so we don't run any check engine lights. All in, this bumper probably weighs about 100 pounds with the steel frame brackets, so not too heavy. We wanted to keep our weight down for the AHC. We've incorporated all of our parking sensors, proximity sensors, all the safety features, all the radar, everything functions as intended. So let's move around to the side. So we have added, actually they were already on this one, the Joust carbon fender flares. I think these are like a plus 35 millimeter extension. So with that, we went a little bit more offset on the wheels. So instead of the plus 40, we went with the plus 25, which got this tire just about flush with the extended flares. We are running a 285/70 R18, so about a 34/11.5. Fits with really little to no trimming at all on this once you've put the bumpers on. Moving along to the sliders, step sliders. So we kind of mimicked what we did on the Sequoia for this one. So this is actually a body mounted slider. We were pretty successful with how we did it on our Sequoia. We beat them up pretty good, so we decided to do the same on this. This one we're kind of limited to mounting points because of the AHC and the globes underneath. So it's kind of tough to actually get a real sturdy frame mounted slider, which is one of the reasons we went this route. Underneath here, we did add this boat side skid plate to cover and guard those globes. So all of our AHC components are covered with this. And then we got our tread plate, a nice flat step. Another thing with going body mounted is we trimmed a lot of that plastic trim out here, which allowed us to raise that slider up a couple more inches than a typical frame mounted slider would set. So we've gained quite a bit of clearance there. So moving on to the rear, this is the first of its kind actually. So we finally, we've done a rear no swing out bumper for the LX600 for Lexus that we built a couple years ago. But this one, obviously this would be more of a off-road dual swing, higher clearance bumper. So this is sticking with the lightweight. We went with the aluminum steel hybrid. Again, we don't want to overload the AHC, so we try to shed as much weight as possible. So the main shell is aluminum, our frame brackets are steel, swing arms are steel. It actually uses all the same swing arm accessories as any of our other bumpers. So we've got our tire on the driver's side here. We have incorporated, for this one, we've incorporated, so we got our trailer plug incorporated. We've got all of our parking proximity sensors. We've got combo lights just because we are kind of blocking the factory tail lights. Relocated the camera to here, which is where we typically put it. Works quite well. You can see, you don't really see the swing arms in the camera. You can still use it to hitch a trailer up. This guy actually does tow a trailer often, so we've put a Anderson plug in the bumper here so he can charge his BMS on his trailer when he's towing. The muffler's kind of a bummer under here. There's not really any aftermarket offerings yet, so hopefully we'll be able to work on some aftermarket offerings to get that, because it really hangs down where it currently sets. And on the LX600, that is the actual muffler, not a resonator like the 200 or the 100. So you can't just simply cut it off. So I'm opening up. Again, swing arms are the same as all of our other accessories. We got our slam style latch. Inside the back here, this is I guess kind of the first of its kind. We did install the prototype one on, again, the one we built for Lexus from TrekBox there. Actually, TrekBox installed it, but he sent us this. We 3D scanned the back of this vehicle. We built you can't really see it with the drawers in place, but we built a seat delete platform. We sent him the scans, David over there, and he modeled this off of our scans, and it fit perfectly. So we've got the full drawers. We got a spot for our fridge. Again, this one he went pretty simple. He's using his trailer for most of his stuff, so we didn't go crazy on the electrical in the back yet. He might bring it back for more later, but he wants to see kind of what his needs will be. You can kind of see the platform here. So this is where the third row seats used to be. This is aluminum deck plate. We've got substructure underneath there, and this is actually really solid. All this leverage out here. There's hardly any movement inside the cab, which is cool. Get the little flip up table on the TrekBox here, which is nice. Got the secondary rack, the fridge rack, the cargo divider, storage compartments on the side here, lockable drawers. So super clean setup. So far the AHC does not seem to be having any problems, which is the auto height control on the suspension with the additional weight, which is great. Didn't really expect it to have any problems. We've saved quite a bit of weight with going aluminum on the armor. So he already had a Switch Pro installed on this for powering the lights, so we wired everything into that. The only thing we did a little differently, which is kind of cool, and a request of the customer, was he wanted the rock lights to be wired into the courtesy lights. So the LX600 has a factory courtesy light when you open the door. It's a little bit tricky to wire it in so it functions both on the Switch Pro and with the courtesy lights, but with a couple of relays we were able to do so. Obviously he went amber, you can't see them too much now, but those open up and they're on the factory timer for the courtesy light, but I can also activate them or deactivate them at any time with the Switch Pro. All right, so in closing, let us know what you guys think of the Land Cruiser 250, the LX600 build. Also, let us know if you want us to do this to yours. Email sales@descentoffroad.com. With any questions, we can set you up, we can get you on the schedule, we can give you prices. Just for kind of a rough estimate, if you're looking at rough numbers, something like this would cost you about 45 grand, not including the cost of the vehicle, obviously. Something like this would be in the range of 50 to 60, 65,000, depending on the accessories we put on. We've got another 600 we're building currently, same color, same bumpers, but we're going a little more wild on the accessories on that one. So can't wait to show you that one. That one's closer to a $75,000 to $100,000 build. We're doing a lot of custom stuff on that, water systems, custom stainless water tank, potable water, custom stainless, twin snorkels. So we can do it all. Let us know if we can help.